Hi, welcome back. So, as we left off having an issue with the user field on the business object, we've actually fixed it now. As we were discussing that the problem was with the user ID being a string on persistence when actually being retrieved, an object ID was expected of the business object. So the business object needed to have a user ID of type object ID. Okay, we can quickly have a look again to see what exactly we mean by that. So the problem was that when the user, to get all businesses for a user, this here was an object ID, but in the actual business domain it was a string instead of an object ID. Okay, so by changing that to an object ID actually now allows us to not only save, which was working, but to also retrieve. Now the reason we have duplicates because we've saved duplicates there, and that's why. So we don't have to worry about that for now. We can always fix it by making the field unique on persistence. Okay, so we move on to the next functionality, which is to update the business. Okay, so to update the business, you obviously need a business ID that you want to update, and then the fields which you want updated with their new values, and then they will actually go and get updated. Okay, so let's quickly update this. So we're first going to go to the database and get a business. Okay, we're going to go to business. Let's take this one, which is the one we've just updated. Take his ID, copy value, taking his value, and then paste there, and then we want to say new number, new street, okay, and then we want to hit the server to do an update. We get a 200, which is success, which is okay. And then now let's quickly go to the database and see that we've actually updated. Okay, so that was updated, this was updated, and the number was updated from what we initially had. Okay, so that's updating businesses. Now we want to add products to our business that we just created. So we need to take the business ID we want to add products to, and we need to pass it as part of the object we send in to save the product. And after doing that, we get a 200, which is okay, successful. So to confirm that, we need to go into the database. And now because we're dealing with product, we go to the product database server, and then we will see that there is a new product that was added. So to just confirm that, what we can do is to say we can filter this by business ID. So that we know for sure that our product was actually sent for that business. So do that, do this. Oops, then we run it. Okay, so it's illegal. There's a typo there. And then run again, and then you see that's our product, and we can actually confirm that the details are correct from our request. Okay, so now we've saved the product. Now let's say for instance for some reasons we want to update the product. It's also doable in the current system. So we need to pass the correct product ID and the details which we want to update for the product. And the other part which is also vital to the system is registering a sale. So before we register a sale, we need to know which product we're registering in that cell and which business, not necessarily which business, but which product we're registering for that cell, because by this point we know already which business the product is for. So we need to pass in, we need to fetch the products for the business. So we need to take the business ID. So this is update business. We need to take the business ID and we need to find all its products. Okay, so we've got all its well, the only product actually we've had to add, and then now the next thing is to actually go and sell this product. Okay, so to sell that product, we need the product ID. So we take the product ID. Once you've given the product ID, we send a request, and then it's a bad request. Okay, so let's see why it's a bad request. Okay. So we just minimize that. We'll say it's a bad request because the object ID is an invalid hexadecimal representation. Okay, we cannot construct an instance of business, so the business needs to be an object ID. Okay, so let's see what our request actually says. Okay. So they're sending that to be solved. Now let's quickly have a look at the code. Okay. So I'm trying to register a cell there. Okay. So the business ID is an object ID. And we are sending it as a string. Okay. And now the error says through reference chain business to business ID. Okay. Invalid hexadecimal of object ID. So we are sending in an incorrect format of an hexadecimal value, which is what is required by our endpoint. Okay, so the problem is here. So user is 1. 1 isn't a valid hexadecimal value. So let's quickly get the proper hexadecimal value for user that we used. Use that. And then now we're going to just update this and submit again. And then that's the response we get from the endpoint is a 200. Okay, so it was a successful request. And then the result we've seen here is that this product is out of stock. So you can see the quantity on hand is 0, so therefore it's out of stock. So we're actually going to go and update the quantity on hand of this product, okay, so that we can sell it. And while we're actually going to add a brand new product. Okay, it's going to be called Lexus. It's going to have 35. Okay, and then it's going to have a different ID, and it's going to be for the same business, so we save it. It's 200, okay, successful. And then now we're going to sell this product. Okay, so now product ID is this, so this has to be where it says, and others. So I'm not too worried about the actual correct values of these objects, because these will be returned by the API to the front end. So each time we work with this data in the front end, we will guard ourselves not to tamper in the wrong way with this data. So actually maintain it in the correct state at all times. You will see that when we move to the front end. So now we're going to sell the new product. So now the product was sold because the quantity was 14. So nothing was returned because we still have product. We still have that product. Okay, so that product isn't out of stock. That's it. So that covers our preview. Thank you very much.